Hey guys, how's everyone doing? So, finally just got back with my new Pearl Session Studio Select Mahogany Birch Hybrid Shells. I went ahead and I got the Barnwood gloss finish. And I'll show you the drums here, but unfortunately, all I have right now are the mounts. My dog bone clamps haven't come in the mail yet, so I can't mount the rack toms onto a cymbal stand yet. And I swore off racks a couple of years ago. I refuse to use racks. There's nothing that people hate more than a drummer who brings an entire car full of hardware and takes an hour and a half to set up their kit just to be able to play a set. You know, that kind of thing. So that's why I have my DW frequent flyer. Man, that thing's paid for itself many times over already. And then my Mapex is a 22 by 18, a really large bass drum, and the same thing with my Gretsch. So I had a Gretsch Catalina. I still have it. It's just in all my SKB cases right now. And I sold that kit in 15 minutes. I couldn't believe it. 15 minutes I sold that kit. And I got a great price for it. So, what I'm going to do is let you hear the bass drum. And I haven't tuned anything. I haven't tuned anything yet. This is literally just right out of the box. And all I did was put the pillow inside of the bass drum. Whoa, punchy! Oh my goodness. So I was having a little too much fun with the toms there too. But man, that is a punchy bass drum. And so yeah, basically my reasoning was get a 20, not a 22, just because it's way more portable, but it still has all that punch and attack that you want and need. And this DW is a 20 by 12, and this one is a 20 by 14. And like I said, my Gretsch Catalina and my Mapex Saturn both have 22 by 18s. So I figured it's time to go more towards the 20 land, because I already have two 22, basically the biggest dimension bass drums that they make. And this is just small enough to where it's easy and portable, but still nice and big and punchy. So it's got a good depth to it and easy to take around. And like I was saying, it's like I swore off racks a couple years ago because there's nothing more that people hate than drummers who have to set up an entire rack just to get their drums to work. So I'm waiting for my dog bone clamps, and then I'm going to just put them off cymbal stands. All right, so there's the bass drum. And it's so punchy that the sympathetic resonance is rattling my snare over here. So yeah, unfortunately I don't have the dog bone clamps yet to be able to mount the rack toms. But I'll still give you a sense of what all the drums sound like and all that kind of stuff, okay? And the finishes, and just so you can kind of see them. But boy, is that a punchy 20, man. I think it sounds great for a 20. Absolutely. And then remember, too, that these are the cheapest of the cheapest heads that they make. And I still don't quite get why, with Pearl, this is one of the best kits they make. And a lot of people even say that these are better than the Pearl Masters line is. And in all honesty, I think it is, especially with tone-wise, because they're thinner shells, they're hybrid shells, there's not any re-rings in them, 6 plies, 6 even plies, 2 plies of imported African mahogany, and then 4 plies of imported master's grade birch. So they use master's grade plies to make the Pearl Session Select anyway, and pretty much every drummer agrees that the Session Select sounds better than the Masters does. You know, if you want something that's just like a quick thud, I mean, basically you're getting something that sounds like a cardboard box, you know? You might as well just be playing on a cardboard box if that's the sound you're going for. Just kidding. But, you know, how that sound of just like thud, thud, thud with no real tone behind it. And a lot of times, like, if you have a thin-shelled drum, but with re-rings on it, that's cool. I like that. But if you have, like, a thick, like, 10-ply drum in addition to, like, a 5-ply re-rings, it just kills the tone of the drum. It's dead. So, you know, like, I have snares with re-rings in them, but they're 5-ply maple and 4-ply walnut re-rings. So they're still really thin ply, so they still speak. It's just that the re-rings not only help keep it in round, but it focuses the sound and the attack. And then also it shortens the decay. A lot of people don't know that, but because the sound waves are bouncing down, up, and the re-rings help to kind of stop that frequency from bouncing off the resonant head back to the batter head. Okay, that's the kick drum. I'll give you a quick shot of what the floors look like. And you can see it still has all the tags on them. And this is how they sound right out of the box. And they're just gorgeous. Just beautiful. And what's so cool too is that each drum has like its own character and its own pattern and its own finish. That's kind of more like a you know, burl finish. And then this is almost like a spotted. So, and I really love these badges. They're really classy. So, this is called the Barnwood Gloss. And for those of you who have seen the video of Cam and I unboxing his is the natural birch gloss finish. And he got a 22. And like I said, I opted for the 20. Okay, so let's put that here. And yeah, I know it's kind of an exploratory video again, and might be a little long, but that's kind of what it's all about. Just sharing information, having fun, you know, giving some feedback or advice, or you know, things that might help other people. And then through the comments, you guys let me know what I can do better and all that kind of stuff. So that's what it's all about. All right, so last time, bass drum. Not tuned at all. Here's the 14. And I did put a ring on it just because, hey, want to put a ring on it? I'm just kidding. I put a ring on it because it isn't tuned. So just to get rid of those overtones and any of the ring, just so I could get the fundamental. The mahogany accentuates the low so much. And that's right out of the box, not tuned. Okay? Now here's the 16. Oh my gosh, that thing is so fat. I love this floor tom. Wow, this might be my new favorite floor tom. I like creating hybrid kits too, where I'll mix, you know, the floor tom from the Pearl with the Mapex, or you know, just kind of make Frankenstein kits. And this is an amazing floor tom. But you can hear like how long the resonance will last. I mean, these are deep and punchy. So as soon as I tune them and I put some, and remember too, these are the cheapest of the cheapest heads. And I don't know why Pearl does that. It's like, this is one of the best kits that Pearl makes. And then they put, you know, UT heads on it, Chinese UT Remo heads on it. So they're not even American-made Remos. They're the Chinese UTs. But they're actually kind of cool at first because they're so open. They give the most open sound to the drum. So I kind of like playing with them. But yeah, I'm definitely switching those out first chance I get. And I've got a whole stack of heads, you know, up there. I'll find something what I can put on these. But anyway, back to playing these. Wow. Just having some fun with it. But man, just for not even being tuned and for having crappy heads on it, this kit's gonna be amazing. That floor tom is so fat because they're really deep. That's what I like about them too, is they're not shallow. They're nice and deep. Man, I love that 16. It sounds great. Okay. Now I'll give you a quick sense of what the racks look like and what they sound like. And what's so cool about these drums, like every drum has its own character and its own design. But this is a timeless classic design. So no matter the decade, it'll always look good, you know? Pretty much looks like furniture. And then on the inside, you've got the red of the mahogany. This one, it's a little hard to see in the light, but when you're looking at it from the inside, it looks really red. Whoa! There goes the keyboard. Whoa! This one's almost pretty much in tune. And I did put a ring on this too. I put a ring on all of them just because I didn't tune anything. So just so that I could get for the video, the sense of what the fundamentals are without having too many overtones and ring. These are great drums. These are fantastic drums. It's got that great diving pitch sound. So that's the 10. And they're nice and deep too, which is cool. Because my Mapex, although same dimensions, they're like an inch shallower than these. The 12 is the same, but the 10 is deeper. And then also because it's, you know, the hybrid plies and mahogany, it sounds way different than straight maple or my hybrid shell of my Mapex, which is walnut and maple. I mean, they're built so well. And each one, you know, has the little badge inside. Just says, you know, how many plies with the bearing edges, you know, where it's made, all that kind of stuff. And these have 60-degree bearing edges. So they kind of they basically took the best of all the things from the Pearl Masters line and then put it into the Session Studio Select line. And like I said, many drummers agree that these sound better than a Pearl Masters do. Oh, wow. So for a 12, that sounds amazing. And like I said, they haven't even tuned it yet. I love this 12. This 12 sounds great. And I only have one stick, and I'm holding the drum and all that. I'm being goofy, I know, but it's just because, like I said, I don't have the dog bone clamps yet, so just be patient with me, please, and just have some fun with me too, please. So that's what we're looking at for the 2 racks. Boy, are they classy and sexy drums. I don't know what I'm gonna name her yet, but boy, this is just such a great kit. So there she is, guys and gals. Again, sorry for a little bit longer video, but that's kind of how it goes when you're exploring new stuff. So once I get everything set up, you know, I'll do a proper video and tune everything and put the right heads on, and I'm going to put an EMAD too on this. In fact, I have an EMAD on the DW right now, and it's also a 20. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just swap it off of this and then put it on the Pearl. I don't know. But let's just get one last kind of parting shot of all of it. Pretty cool. So, I'm a happy camper, guys. I'm a happy drummer is what I am. But thanks for bearing with me. A little bit longer video, I know. But I was just so stoked of how quick I was able to sell that Gretsch. Thank you, Jeff, for that. And then in addition to that, this drum set, not only is it going to be fantastic for recording, but in addition, because of the sizes and the timbre and all that, this will make a great concert kit. So instead of, you know, schlepping a 22 by 18 or, you know, the Gretsch or that kind of thing, or then bringing the DW, which, you know, is super punchy and sounds amazing for what the dimensions are. But this is basically right in between the DW, the Mapex, and the Gretsch. So that way I have more, you know, attack, more punch, more low end, and really fat toms, like incredibly fat toms, that I can use on gigs, and it won't take up much room, you know. So for a 20 by 14, this kick sounds amazing, absolutely amazing. Sounds pretty good to me. You can get really punchy and loud with this thing too. I'm just playing like softer dynamics with it. And that's with the pillow in it too. So imagine the tone once I put on a EMAD, and I'll just keep the reso as it is on there. But yeah, as soon as I can get some like G2s or Aquarian texture coated heads or whatever on them, these drums are going to sound so good. I'm pretty sure I'm going to start recording everything with this kit. So, you know, I love my Mapex to death. That's my baby. I love my Mapex so much. This kit is just incredible. Incredible. I love this kit so much. But guess what the secret is to everything? The EAD. So this EAD, that little box, if I hook that up to either the Pearl or the DW, I can get either kit to sound like anything I want. I can get it to sound like an arena kit just with the EAD on it. And it only takes up one port in a PA. So you can just plug in the left for one input, and you've got your entire kit mic'd and coming out of the PA just from one input. And you can dial in all your sound, reverb, effects, the amount of trigger. You can add up to 5 triggers too, so you can put a trigger on each drum that will trigger another sound besides the tom sound. And the cool thing about the EAD is that it still captures the timbre of the drums, but then puts the effect as it's called digital signal processing. So you still get the sound of the drums through the microphone, and then the EAD puts the effect on the timbre of your drums. So hopefully that makes sense. But basically, think of it as the effect gets added to the timbre, the natural timbre of the drums, rather than just being like a, little synth sound every time you hit the drum, and it just sounds like an electric kit or something like that, instead of actually having the timbre of an acoustic kit. So with the EAD and a 20-inch kick, you can do some serious drumming. So, sorry guys, again, I apologize. I can't set the whole thing up, but as soon as these dog bone clamps come in, and they should be in within, tomorrow or the next day, I'll have this whole thing set up, and then I'll do a proper video of playing the whole kit so you can get a sense of what it all sounds like together. Okay? All right, guys. Love you, and thanks for going on this 23-minute journey with me. Sorry, guys. But like, I know I ramble a bit, but it's also important information. So, that's what I like about it, is just sharing the information and sharing the knowledge. And then stuff that I learned from you guys, from the comments and all that. So, I've already bought one of these kits for Cam, so I already knew what these sound like and what to expect, and that's why I got it, because I was so impressed when I took it out of the box with Cam for Christmas. But instead of getting a 22-inch, his is a 22 by 16, I believe. And this is a 20 by 14. So, a little bit smaller, but much more portable, and it will work great as a gigging kit. So, create a Frankenstein kit out of it, and it's a virgin bass drum. All right, guys. Happy drumming. Love all ya. And, man, I'm stoked. And let me know what you think about the timbres and the sounds. And again, like I said, it's not tuned, so, be kind, please. But for not being tuned and just throwing some rings on it and having this sound like this right out of the box, I'm pretty impressed. And lastly, before we go, I'll give you a parting shot of something else I got. I got a Versa stack. So, not only do we have all these choppers, and that's what I'm gonna do is I got that many so that I can pass them out to other people and students, and they can create their own too. But in addition to that, I got a proper stack, so that way this comes with 3 cymbals in addition to all of these that you can add on top as well. and then it has all the screws so you can tighten down the exact amount of tension you want, and there's 3 different cymbals. So I could even just take them apart and then use each of those 3 cymbals with like a chopper top or something, you know. I can take it apart and then put a chopper top on, you know, all sorts of different things. But that's my whole point of create sounds, create your own sounds, you know, be creative. I just, no shame in people that just, you know, copy other people's parts. But at the same time, my opinion is, you know, the whole thing is about it as being an artist, you know, and putting your feel and your vibe into your playing. So if all you're doing is just copying other people's parts, and you're never coming up with your own sounds, and you know you get all the same uniform symbol lines and you know all that kind of stuff, no harm in that too. But you know that's why I mix and match all my different brands, just to make sure that they blend well together. But that way I can get all the sound profiles that I want to have my sound, you know. So instead of like all A customs or all Ks or all, you know, all minus, that kind of thing, where it's just like every symbol sounds the same, you know, just different dimensions. But in this way, now I can combine. Do I want my Turkish sound? Do I want my rock sound? Do I want my groove sound? Do I, you know, a jazz sound? And then that way I'm more than prepared for being able to, you know, choose the correct cymbal that I want to use, the right drum set that I want to use, and the right dimensions, depending on the context of what I'm asked to play. So, all right, guys, I'll stop rambling now. Love you. Take care.